Have returned to in-person learning, but some of them, along with their teachers, are preferring the virtual learning.
CBS 2's Ariana Piper talked with school administrators about how they're handling both virtual and in-person learning at the same time.
Several school districts opened up virtual learning last year to teachers and students to give them different options. A spokeswoman for West Ada says they have 2,939 students enrolled in their virtual schoolhouse right now.
We have to be open to change and willing to give parents options, which this virtual schoolhouse does, and just do the best we can for our students.
Char Jackson, the Chief Communication Officer for the West Ada School District, says although virtual learning options were available before the pandemic, this year was the first time the virtual schoolhouse was offered to grades K through 12.
Some parents and some students are just more comfortable with the virtual learning.
Students in virtual schools still have opportunities to interact with local schools.
Sometimes it just might work better for their student to be at home learning online, and they have the option to participate in sports, for example, with their local school.
Jackson says in-person learning is still up and running, but they wanted to give students, parents, and teachers options.
We're back in school in person, but I think we always want to hold on to that technology component because you just don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Jackson says some teachers have expressed interest in transferring to virtual schoolhouse, but they are also hiring virtual school teachers outside of the district.
So once they apply for virtual schoolhouse, they will be strictly a virtual teacher, and if they choose to go back in the classroom, that's a process they would have to go through.
The Nampa School District opened up Nova, the Nampa Online Virtual Academy, last year.
Several students in the area that is their preferred learning method. And so we recognize that, and we started the school up with the intention of it being something that continues even after the pandemic.
Jason Hillman, the principal of Nova, said they have 500 students enrolled for the upcoming school year. Out of the 24 brick and mortar schools in the Nampa School District, Nova is considered its own school.
As we move into next year, our school is shrinking a little bit because some of our kids that were joining because of the pandemic are returning to brick and mortar schools, while other kids are continuing on with us. And so we do have some movement of staff, but we are hiring both from within and advertising for outside of our district.
Hillman says more than half of his staff are teaching online and in person.
We have a staff of 72 instructional staff, but many of those are not teaching full-time in the online school. They're teaching one class.
Hillman said online school may not be for everyone, but it can offer flexibility to parents, students, and teachers.
We now have another option for families that honestly fits the needs of several families in a way that couldn't be met in a brick and mortar school.
A spokesperson for the Kuna and Caldwell School District says all year they've offered two options, online only and the primary instruction program. Right now the district is checking to see if parents want to continue this online program next year, and if so, they would need to hire teachers who'd be willing to teach virtual school. Live in Meridian, Ariana Piper, CBS 2 News.
Now, some financial relief is on its way for Idaho families with kids in remote learning.